Salutations and happy Super Bowl Sunday, everybody, and welcome to a very special edition of Learning the Ropes. I'm XLJ, the OG, joined by my brother from another mother, my partner in crime, Mr. B-Roll.
How are we doing out there, world? And happy Super Bowl Sunday. I mean, let's give the people what they want. I mean, let's tell them the score update.
That's right.
Uh,
We're watching it on our selective devices as we're doing this, so we will be updating you all throughout and letting you know. Of course, I'm a little behind. I'm still got it to where they're challenging the play. Like, has there been an update from that?
oh man, you are
I'm way behind.
you're
Yeah.
way behind.
So did they end
Uh,
up
the
reversing it?
score the score is still the same. The score is still
24-21.
24-21.
Okay.
Uh,
I take that back. No, it's up to date now because it's the Eagles just caught it and they're challenging that or something. There was a
no,
flag
there's a
thrown.
flag.
Okay, yeah. So,
There's a
anyways,
flag.
we're gonna be updating you all throughout the night with the big game, and so far it's been a good one. Back and forth. Looks like Mahomes is okay. But yeah, what do you think so far of the Super Bowl?
Yeah, good close game. And what is up to our good friend
MJD.
Michael? How
By
is
the
it
way,
going?
if y'all ain't doing it, you go buy some of his merch. He's got some pretty sweet merch now. You gotta go check it out. And speaking of merch and other things, as we always do here on Plugapalooza, we got to start off right with a little Plugapalooza. And I butchered that Plugapalooza. But anyways,
It's
as
okay.
as
It's
always,
okay.
why don't you tell us, start off with Plugapalooza because I'm having some mic issues, I think, right now. So,
Well, while you figured that out, you could say you've been kind of fumbling the ball a little bit here so far. Um, see, look at those multi-tool player here can talk wrestling, can make football references. You know, nice jersey by the way. But yeah, as we're getting into our Plugapalooza, the obligation of Plugapalooza, we thank you for joining us over here on Twitch. We know it's Super Bowl Sunday. We know people are watching the Super Bowl, but we appreciate you stopping by and hanging out with us. I mean, heck, we're even watching the Super Bowl while we're doing the show. So it's
multitasking.
it is the Super Bowl. But
By
we
the way,
thank
do I
you.
sound okay now?
No, you sound worse, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. All right. Well, you keep talking. I'll fix it.
Okay. It doesn't sound like you're coming through the mic. Um, on yeah, it sounds like yeah. Um, but back to the Plugapalooza. Um, so we thank you for joining us over here on the Panda Wrestling Company. We invite you to go ahead and hit that follow button. That is completely free. But let me tell you something too. You can actually subscribe for free too. If you use your Amazon Prime membership, which everybody and their mother has an Amazon Prime membership, you can actually get a free subscription to any Twitch channel. So why not use it over on the Panda Wrestling Company? We would greatly appreciate it, and it gets rid of those annoying ads for you. So there you go. It's a win-win situation. Also, we are sponsored each and every single week by a little bit of rootless coffee. The question
The question
is our good friend available?
yeah, I don't know. Because what is it?
It is a
Damn, I'm trying to watch the Super Bowl. Leave me the hell alone. Sorry, Ron.
yeah, and I'm gonna have to get like the Super Bowl like muted completely because
yeah.
there was like hold music going on and it was also throwing me off.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if you were doing something or what.
No, I was, but I think we're good to go now on my end.
Yeah, you sound pretty good.
I always sound good, baby.
That's right. But you can use code Panda Coffee to save 15% off all non collabs. So go get you some rootless coffee. It's guaranteed to put the mo back into your Joe. And we, because as our friend Ron says, it is a
Boy, if you interrupt me again, I'm gonna come over the screen and beat your ass. It's a damn fine cup of coffee. Now leave me the hell alone.
bring it on, Ron. Bring it on, buddy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry,
yeah.
Ron.
Me and Ron, we've been through some things lately, and we will talk about it.
He's very moody sometimes.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah,
We got a show to do.
we do. How about
But
some of that merch?
how about some of that merch? We do have Learning the Ropes merch. We have Cole TV merch, all exclusively over at Sweet Dollface Creations. We invite you to go over there and make sure you check out the merch. Personally, if I was to pick a favorite out of all our merch, it's the Learning the Ropes. Like that's a parody off of the or the FTR. Yeah, it's probably my that would probably be my favorite. But here's the thing. Not only is our merch over at Sweet Dollface Creations, there's tons of there's the Panda merch. There is Dad Hat, Self Bet, Wrecking Crew, Wrestle Talk Wolfpack, and many, many more of your favorite content creators in and outside of the Panda Wrestling Company, like such as Dad Trainer, Hill Kevin. Boom, it's all over there.
The
So
list goes on and on.
you can go check it out. And above all else, at the end of the day, you're supporting a small business. Let's keep the good times rolling. You help me, I'll help you. We all win together.
You scratch my back, I scratch yours.
Except for in the Super Bowl, because somebody's got to win, because it cannot end in a tie.
That is correct.
It cannot end in the tie. So I'm gonna get ready to throw it to you to say what we have coming for Cole TV, but I'm gonna ask you with a question. I'm gonna put you on the spot. What's like the craziest Super Bowl memory you have?
Oh, that's a good one. For me, okay, I have two. First of all, as you can tell, Bears fan.
Yeah, how'd that turn out for you, buddy?
Yeah. I want to say some profanity against you, but I love you. But still, yeah, whatever. Anyways, the beginning of that game, oh my god, dude, Devin has to return the punt. I was running all around my house. That to me is probably my favorite moment, and that halftime show too with Prince. Oh man. But as far as craziness, I think the craziest for me, I can't remember the which Super Bowl number it was, but it was Arizona against Pittsburgh, man. That game was crazy how it come down to the wire because Arizona had it right all by dead to rights, and then out of nowhere, Ben Roethlisberger takes him down the field, and Santonio Holmes catches that catch, and well, the rest they say is history. But to me, that's like the craziest Super Bowl memory I have. An interesting fact, did you know that is the last game that John Madden would ever call?
Really? That is in
What a game, right?
Yeah.
So,
What a game indeed. And I'll say this, really what kind of like sparked the question in my head is 'cause for some reason I was thinking about that Super Bowl where it was the 49ers and the Ravens. And
yeah,
they had
that
that
was a good
power
one.
they had that power issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been a lot of
Uh,
good ones over the year, and hey, so far this one's a good one. Still by my credit, it's 21-24 with about 3
yep.
minutes left in the third.
Yep,
Just
I got about
FYI.
3:28 left.
Okay.
So,
All right. We're gonna throw it to me though, because about Cole TV. And
yeah,
folks,
baby.
this is a huge week for us on Cole TV. We've been getting super ready. It's season 2, our kickoff. And we are going to have a show every day of the week this week. It's crazy. We've been super busy, super crazy getting content ready. And we're going to have some sneak peeks of those shows coming here in just a little bit. But we always talk about Cole TV, right? We always talk about it here on Learn the Ropes. And some of you, most of you checked it out, but there's still some of you may not be as familiar with Cole TV. So that being said, why don't we show you what Cole TV is all about?
Are you tired of the same old streaming services? Well, Cole TV is here to help. But what is Cole TV?
Boo my gay! Boo my gay! Like you just feel
Fuck
it.
yeah.
Like it gets you.
This week, so that's 2 weeks by.
Oh, scissor me! think he's gonna suicide dive. But wait, there's more! Cole TV has original content and series as well, like Cole Cast, the podcast for all of us, and hit series like
Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. I hear 'em chatting the noise, move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear 'em chat with the boys, man so tough, but mans keep walking. Just too sharp with the prize, white girls.
Hi, I'm Jeremy, and I've been a collector all my life. When it comes to collecting, I live my life by the 3 C's. Is it cool? Is it collectible? And is it cheap? So come join me as I look to add more to my collection.
Hold on, stop this production. You can't talk about your YouTube channel, bastard, without talking about me, your star, Chubby, and my hit show, Chub Life. Just show them the clips, bastard. Oh, well, hello, Internet. So, you want to know about my life? I took a shit in the house because I'm high.
Chevy, you little asshole! Merry Christmas, you little prick!
Do you want to piss on Bastard Snowman? Come on, let's go and take a piece. Peanut, I do apologize that you don't find my story about my rectal cavity exposing oneself in an unequivocal matter. And it can only be summoned on Halloween night. All you have to do is look into a mirror and say Alec Baldwin 3 times. Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin.
It is All Hallows Eve, and I have been summoned.
You son of a bitch! What the hell? Why are you putting me in a damn costume? I look stupid. Santa's got the small dick, a small dick. Run, run, asshole. Anywhere. And I need to poop. And I want to poop. Ugh, taking shit's more entertaining than this stupid fucking song. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. I don't know the rest of the lyrics because I don't really keep.
Charlie, get away! Get away! There was a restraining order against you!
Yeah, well, you haven't been able to satisfy your wife in years.
Have all the tender sweetness of an STD infested crack hole, Mr. Chubb.
Blowjobs for chop up all of my beaches. Bags full of burgers and pissing in the kitchen. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Because
This is
Cole TV! Cole TV!
Cole TV. Join the revolution.
Like, subscribe, and comment. That's right.
And there you have it. That is Cole TV. But
The revolution is televised.
The revolution is televised. There you go, brother. But seriously, we can't thank you all enough for all of our subscribers, everybody who's liked, commented, checked out our videos as we continue to grow. And happy to get going with season 2. It's going to be an awesome one. And it all kicks off tomorrow.
Yep, and honestly, we can honestly say, with what we know and what we have planned and what we've done, we can honestly say the best is yet to come, for sure.
There you go. You just have to tune in and see. Like I say, we'll have a couple sneak peeks later in the show, but let's get right into it. We've been talking. Let's talk about tonight's topic. Of course, we know the Super Bowl is going on right now, but we're talking about football and professional wrestling. And boy, oh boy, what a long, storied history between these two sports. I've never I can't recall just such a huge crossover appeal Like there is a massive amount of professional wrestlers who were football players.
Yeah. Can I pull the curtain back? Can I pull the curtain
Sure.
back? I'm gonna pull the curtain back. So your boy right here had the brilliant idea, and he says, "Hey, XLJ, I think I'm gonna try to create a PowerPoint, for all the people so we can have like visual aids and stuff." Now, mind you, this was like at what?
This was a couple hours ago.
A couple hours ago. And he's like, "Dude, I don't think you understand how many names are on the list." I'm like, "Well, I'll give it a shot, okay?" So, yeah, I didn't get very far, and I was like, "Yeah, just no.
Yeah.
It is going to, yeah, it's going to be a no from me." So if we
Yeah.
get so inclined, we may share our screen and show some of the
Yeah.
athletes, and because the ones I did get to look up, I did find like kind of like really interesting to see them in like kind of their football get up, and then what they wore
Yeah.
as
And
as a
honestly, we're probably going to miss some tonight too because there's just so damn many. And Matt, I feel the pain too, brother. It still haunts me to this day. So
Yeah,
just talking
I
about
mean,
the Bears and
yeah,
your precious Colts winning their only Super Bowl. Thanks
yeah.
to Peyton Manning. That's the only reason you won. Just saying.
Well, yeah. I mean, we had to draft him though, so
Yeah, and you guys did such a good job treating him afterwards. Oh, I said it. All right, I'm letting it go.
okay. We have many stories we could talk about between the Bears and the Colts. We've been there for them all.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Anyway, but Matt, you bring up a good point because he's the first one I want to talk about here, and that's right, Wahoo McDaniel. So we got to talk about the origins in the early days, and there was a ton of wrestlers turned football players, or vice versa. And Wahoo's the very first one that comes to mind. Interestingly enough, I believe he actually got his name, believe it or not, for playing for the New York Jets. He was a member of New York Jets, and how he come about.
Jets, Jets.
There you go. Well, back in the day, they used to have a different chant when he would. I believe he was I can't remember. I think he was a defensive lineman, I want to say. But anytime that he would get like a tackle or anything because of his Indian heritage, the crowd would always chant "Wahoo!" And thus his name was born pretty much. So actually come out of football, believe it or not. So interesting little tidbit, little fact there, if you will.
A little factoid for the people at home.
But there's a lot of guys throughout the years. But real quick, score update 27-21. The Eagles are up still, just FYI. So, and we're getting ready to head into the fourth quarter here.
I am about to do something that is going to be revolutionary to this podcast. This
Are you going to add like a ticker at the bottom or something?
Something like that.
Something like it. I like it. I like it. But yeah, Wahoo McDaniel, definitely one of the first ones that come to mind. Another guy that comes to mind in those days, Big Cat, Ernie Ladd. And he was a former member of the San Diego Chargers and played for the AFL. He was actually, believe it or not, Ernie Ladd is listed as one of the largest players in football history at 6'9", 290 pounds at the time.
Yeah, he was big boy. This is one of the ones I got to look up.
He's a big boy. He's a big boy, and there's the score down there. Can we get that sound effect too?
I was hoping you had it.
I don't, brother, but it's all good, man. It's all good. And in case you didn't know, the Daytona 500's next week too. This is gonna be an interesting show because we're going to go back and forth here. But yeah, the big cat, Ernie Ladd, and was a very successful wrestler in the 60s and 70s. He also played for the Kansas City Chiefs, who are in the Super Bowl tonight, and the Houston Oilers. All right, you ready for a little football trivia, my friend?
I am indeed. You bring it on, good sir.
All right, I mentioned the Oilers, the Houston Oilers. What team are they now in the National Football League?
The Tennessee Titans.
You are correct, sir. You get a participation trophy. I don't know.
Here
Winner is you.
Here, I thought you were gonna hit me with something hard.
Oh, I didn't know if you would know that, but you did. Because you're a smart cookie. I don't care what anybody says.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you what. I almost panicked and I almost said the Texans. I was
I
like,
see. The most people under those circumstances would say the Texans, but you're right, bro. It
no,
was
I
the
know.
Titans.
I know that's not right. I know this.
Yeah, you got her, brother. I want to talk about a couple other players from that time frame. Another one who was a very successful college player, and actually was going to go on to the NFL, but ended up getting into the path of professional wrestling. King Curtis Iakea. He was a standout actually in Hawaii, believe it or not. And a couple other guys of that time frame to mention. If you follow me on the TikTok, the tick-tick-tock that don't stop, my wrestling bullshit fact of the week was actually about this gentleman, Leo Nominelli, who is a Hall of Famer. But he was actually the very first draft pick from the San Francisco 49ers in the franchise's history.
Really?
Yeah. And he actually was a wrestler too. Of course, he started off as a football player, but ended up becoming a professional wrestler, and worked in the San Francisco NWA territory back in the 70s. Back in the 60s, 50s, 60s. So, and he's also a former multi-time tag team champion in that territory as well.
Well, there you go. The more
The more
buddy.
you know.
I mean, people are going to get educated tonight. I'm just saying, I don't know. This may tie a record for most penalties in a Super Bowl because I feel like I've seen a lot of penalties.
And I feel like it was mostly they're mostly here in the second half. Like they gotta drag that shit out, you know.
I concur with that.
Yeah.
With that statement.
Yeah, because I really thought when we started tonight we would be like going into the fourth quarter, but they just started the fourth quarter, so yeah. But it's still a close one. It's only a touchdown, 21-27, about 14 minutes left, folks. So.
Okay, I know we have an agenda to go through, but did you watch the halftime show or did you watch the puppies?
No, I watched the halftime show. My wife dug it, man. She was up dancing the whole time, so I was mostly watching her. But no, it was decent. It wasn't that bad, man. I'm not a huge Rihanna fan, but I appreciate her, and like she's got some good hits and shit, man. She just had a kid too, and for her to come out and perform, it was a great one. I'm not gonna say it's like one of the best halftime performances, but by the way, red zone opportunity here for the Chiefs. They could possibly get a score here. But they didn't score though. You just wanted to hit the damn button.
It's just the first time we had mentioned it. Since,
that's good. That's good, man.
From now on, it will only be used when someone scores.
Fair enough. Yeah, because everybody gets one. No, a couple other guys though, real quick to talk about that air. I mentioned Leo Nominelli. Some other guys, Dick the Bruiser and Blackjack Mulligan. But I want to talk about a college that produced the most wrestlers or football players turned wrestlers.
Okay.
And that is West Texas State. You're not going to believe, like, there's at least a dozen guys on this list that played football at West Texas State. And a lot of these guys are Hall of Famers. A lot of these guys are former world champions. But before we get to that, it is 3rd and 3, folks. And the Chiefs are going for it, obviously. So we're going to get to that. But, hey, this is it. We're into this game. Oh! Touchdown! Kadarius Toney with the catch. And we have a tie game. 27-all, folks. You can kill it now. There we go.
Well, I was
You just into the
multitasking.
boat. You're not going to hit it again when they get the extra point here, are you?
No, but I'll have to update the score, won't I?
Yeah, their extra point is oh man, almost was no good. It barely went in. So your Kansas City Chiefs are leading 28-27. This is a good fucking game, man.
That kicker is getting so fired after this game.
Oh yeah, he doinked that one earlier. So, anyways, but sorry guys, we're going to go back and forth with this, but we want to keep you up to date on the big game, nonetheless. Oh yes, I'm sorry. West Texas State. Let's talk about the guys that's been through there, okay? Because this is a who's who of wrestlers, right? Listen to this lineup: Dory Funk Jr., Terry Funk, The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, Dick Murdoch, Bobby Duncombe Sr., Tully Blanchard, Kelly Konitsky, the son of Gene Konitsky, Stan Hansen, Bruiser Brody, Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man, Scott Casey, Manny Fernandez, Tito Santana, and Barry Windham, just to name a few. I mean, Jesus, that's like, let me look at this. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of those guys were Hall of Famers. I mean, it's crazy when you think about it. How many guys come out of West Texas State? I mean, it's literally a who's who of professional wrestlers that's come through there. I mean, it's mind-boggling, like the amount of guys that went through there. Can you believe they all went? Now, of course, they didn't go all at the same time, but still, they attended the university at some point or another. Nonetheless.
Have you used that as a wrestling BS fact of the day?
No, I haven't, but
Well,
may
you
have to in the future. May have to. All right, let's talk about kind of the next batch, and I'm talking like into the 80s, kind of into the 90s, so to speak. And I know there's a lot more that we probably missed, but hey, we got a lot more show to get to here. Some guys that stick out from that time frame is Lex Luger, was a former football player. Ended up actually playing in the CFL too at one point. But then due to injury, had to kind of change shift, and thus he became a professional wrestler. How about this? Could you imagine going up against Big Fan Fader?
no.
Fader was a former football player as well. Actually, I believe he played for the Raiders, and I want to say, I feel like he played in a Super Bowl. I could be wrong there. But I do feel like he did play in a Super Bowl with the Raiders.
I'll fact check you on that.
Yeah, I may be wrong on that. Or yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah, Matt. And I think, hell, I think they may have won a Super Bowl maybe with them. So he's a former Super Bowl champ. I think. I could be wrong on the Super Bowl part, but I know he played for the Raiders. So, how about Dr. Death, Steve Williams? Former football player turned professional wrestler. Or the man from Glens Falls, New York, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, former football player as well. How about Mr. Wonderful himself, Paul Orndorff? Then,
sorry, I'm gonna go on up on just I want to give mad respect to Pro Wrestling Tees because I don't know if you saw it, they made like a TikTok though of like the guy, he recreated that commercial of like Mr. Perfect throwing the football.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was pretty. They recreated like because they're doing like 25% off or something
Oh,
for
okay.
the Super Bowl or something. And
Okay, that's pretty cool. We don't get plugged by them, but we're plugging them nonetheless. Someday they'll be a sponsor.
Yeah, someday.
See,
and you said earlier there's going to be ones we'll miss, and I thought in my head, I was like, no, we're not. We got Matt Ward in the chat. There's going to be none that we miss because he will let us know if we do.
Yeah. Yep. So, anyways, as we continue on here, how about another guy, Doug Furness? And that's a name I don't think gets talked nearly enough about. But Doug Furness was a hell of an athlete, man. He's a former football player at the University of Oklahoma. Was also a former powerlifting champion. And in ring, he was great too. I love the team of him and Philip LaFawn. I also loved him as a singles wrestler back in the 80s. Doug Furness was a hell of a hand. So, yeah. Leon White was drafted by the Rams, went to the Super Bowl, but they lost. So okay, that makes sense because I was thinking I know he played, but I couldn't think of like the Raiders. I went losing a Super Bowl back in that time frame, and I can't remember who it was against. But yeah, so yeah, he was drafted by the Rams. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it. And then a couple guys like we got to talk about here. Probably maybe some of the most well-known football players turned wrestlers. One, Flying Brian Pillman. And by the way, update on the game. I do believe the Philadelphia Eagles just turned over the football, and Kansas City's going all the way down the field. They got to the 10-yard line, or 5-yard line. So Kansas City is in a hell of a spot right now. By God, what a fucking comeback. They may, in fact, pull this off. Sorry, is that my mic or yours?
I think we're good. What'd you hear?
Okay. I thought I just hear some like heavy, I don't know, some static or something.
No, I think they had to punt it. I think they had to punt.
Oh, they punted it?
I think
Oh,
that
I thought it
was
was. I see. I just kind of scrolled down. And I seen they were running like hell. Okay, my bad. Still though, hell of a position. Nonetheless,
Might be having to do another score update here shortly.
Yeah, it's they're at the 5-yard line, folks, and my homie's gonna do his thing. I think just go to Kelsey, and this will be Money in the Bank. They run it. Like I say, it's gonna be Oh, it was punt return. Okay, thanks. So we're just gonna be going back and forth. But I think when it gets in the red zone, this game's so damn close. I mean, if it was a blowout, it'd be one thing, but this is exciting, man. So, and once again, we thank you all for joining us here tonight.
I mean, we appreciate you hanging out with us while we're basically kind of like stumbling through a podcast, and because we got the game on, like it is what it is. But like we enjoy hanging out,
football, and we enjoy wrestling and hanging out. And that was no good. So yeah, Flying Brian Pillman though, former player for the University of Cincinnati, was a walk-on for the Cincinnati Bengals. Of course, I can remember back in the day watching WCW, and JR always pointed that out, and always was like he won an award for like courage or something on the Bengals team. He always talked about that. He did play in the CFL too, and believe it or not, when his career kind of fizzled out in the CFL, that's when he went to become a professional wrestler because he met up with the Hart family and trained in the dungeon. And folks, we got a score update. Kansas City Chiefs. Guy Moore You can cut it.
Hey, bro, you have the power to control that too, bro.
Oh, I do? I don't know how, but okay.
Go into brand.
Okay. Anyway, so 34-27. Let's see if they score here on the kick return or on the punt or I can't think now. 35-27. And you think about it, like Kansas City, when they won their last Super Bowl, they were down a couple touchdowns as well. Like, you know what I'm saying. They were down, and now they've come back in this game. So, man, Patrick Mahomes just added more to that legacy. So, anywho, so back to so Brian Pillman met up with the Harts, and like the rest they say is history. But we'd be remiss not to talk about maybe our the most successful football player turned wrestler. We gotta give props to our boy Ron Simmons. Yes. Damn right, you gotta give me props. It's at a commercial, so I'm gonna come over here and say, put myself over. I one of the damn best football players there ever was. Pro for the great Bobby Bowden. He was one of the greatest coaches of all time, and I was one of the greatest players for the Florida State University Seminoles. Go FSU. Former runner-up in the Heisman Trophy Awards. One of the greatest college football players of all time. That's me. And one of the great professional wrestlers of all time. The first African-American heavyweight champion of the world. He ain't wrong.
He ain't wrong. He's spitting facts.
He's putting himself over. So, yeah, Ron Simmons, though, seriously, though, like, and in his position, too, to be a runner-up in the Heisman Trophy, that's pretty freaking impressive. I'm telling you, dude. And of course, we all know what Ron did as far as, like, in-ring as well. I mean, Ron Simmons. I mean, he's in the College Football Hall of Fame. He's in the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. I mean, he's all over the place, dude. So, and that was kind of Matt. Thank you very much, sir. You're killing it, my friend, because that's kind of a segue into our next topic we want to talk about here tonight, and that is a little something we like to do on our show every now and then, called a little fantasy warfare. And we're going to talk about two guys who are very successful in the wrestling business. Not sure how successful you compare their football careers. I think it's a little lopsided in my opinion. But fantasy warfare, we're talking about it. He just mentioned it. The Rock versus Goldberg. The Rock, of course, did not play in the NFL, is well documented. His story is very interesting. Ended up playing for Miami University. Ended up winning a national, the U, baby. Ended up winning a national championship with the U. Of course,
know who else played at the U?
Warren Sapp.
Didn't Brian Urlacher play at the U?
Yeah. No, he didn't. No. He played in New Mexico. Yeah, he played in New Mexico. Yeah. New Mexico State, I believe. So, my boy, represent. But yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, there you go. And if you're ever in doubt, folks, you know you can always Wikipedia that shit, because everybody gets one.
That's right.
But no, The Rock. I mean, he had aspirations of being in the NFL. It's well documented. Where was it? Yeah, see, I told you. Matt,
right.
Matt knows. Me and Matt know. We know. But no, ended up going, like, playing for the U, and then of course ended up was going to go in the NFL. Like I say, it's well documented on Young Rock. If y'all don't watch that show, check it out. It's really good. Ended up going to play. Went undrafted in the NFL. Ended up going to the CFL. Didn't have a whole lot of success there, and then they were going to bring him back in, but he started his career path in professional wrestling, and by golly, I think he chose the right path. What say you, sir?
Yeah, I think it all worked out for him. But with that being said, you know, it's a big night, Super Bowl night.
Mhm.
So how about we have a little surprise for you? Got a little bit of a run-in here.
A run-in?
You know him. You love him. You may see him on Friday night, fight night.
Oh!
He is muted.
But
let's try that again. Oh,
is that
you have to unmute? You have to unmute it, buddy.
I do.
Yeah, he got it now.
Yeah, you're good, brother. We can hear you now.
Okay. All right. What up, guys?
Hood is up, my friend. How are you this fine Super Bowl evening?
Really good. Watching the game, of course.
Same here.
By the way, Dissension's run-in when talking about me, hilarious.
Yeah, I gotta say this game has surprised me. I really had Philly winning it, but man, Kansas City is pouring it on here towards the end.
I hope Philly comes back because I had Philly winning too.
Yeah,
They were doing so good in that first half.
Yeah, they really like the possession of the ball was great, but yeah, it's Patrick Mahomes is pulling it out of his ass. It looks like here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we were just talking, Michael, here, doing a little fantasy warfare here, talking about football, like with the Rock's career versus that of Goldberg. Now, Goldberg did get to play in the NFL, played for
Atlanta.
for the Falcons. However, I think if you compare in the two's career, I mean, The Rock's The Rock, man. I mean, everything he did in wrestling, he's transcended like into pop culture. It's The Rock.
I was gonna say there's people who don't watch wrestling that know who The Rock is.
Yeah. And
Like,
as successful as a draw
everyone
as like
knows who-
Goldberg.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no offense, not everyone knows who Bill Goldberg is.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that do, but still, it's not. It's just it's comparing apples to oranges, really. I mean,
Worldwide, I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's all about
Dwayne has become the biggest star in the world.
Everyone can smell what The Rock is cooking.
Yeah, yeah, buddy. So, yeah, I think honestly, both huge, massive draws in the world of professional wrestling. And although Goldberg did get to achieve that dream that The Rock sought out, it just didn't happen for him. And man, you were asking me earlier about like players for the U. If you think about it, like look at all the Hall of Fame guys that came from that era.
The U is like the U was my favorite outside of LSU, of course, being a Louisiana boy. The U, especially in like 99 to 01, was my favorite college team. Teams. Like those 01 teams. I wasn't around when they had the big dynasty in the 80s and 90s, of course. But the two teams they had 2000 and 2001, where they had
okay.
Scores.
Oh, okay. Well,
No,
I don't.
he didn't score.
That was I was like, that's a little premature. It's 1st and goal now, but it looks like Philly is about to score here.
Yeah, because the touchdown thing came up.
Yeah. There you go. Jalen Hurts runs it in for a touchdown, folks. 35-33. 5 minutes left. Obviously, they're going to be going for 2 here.
Yes.
So let's see how this plays out here. Yeah, man, dude, what a game.
Yes, great game, great Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And you guys were talking about like other wrestlers who played in the NFL. I didn't realize. I was looking this up earlier. Actually, there's a lot.
Oh, it's huge. It's ridiculous,
Like,
and we got
that's
more
a-
we're going to talk about here tonight too. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you heard me say, like, I'm talking like maybe like less than 2 hours before we started the show. I was like, hey, I want to make a PowerPoint of like pictures of all the people. He got in.
He got in. We got us a tie ball game with 5:15 left in the Super Bowl. Wow.
Dad.
Call them all in. Get everybody in. This is a great game. And you know, that's the thing with the Super Bowls too. You always hope you get a game like this.
Yeah.
So we got lucky this year.
Dad.
I mean, the thing is too, the build up for this, man, like just 2 number 1 seeds going at it against each other. Dude.
It's now 35-35. Okay. I was.
But yeah, Matt was right there though. Yeah, he was teammates with Ray Lewis and Warren Sapp. And I mean, how Warren Sapp like they played in the same spot too. You're talking 2 of the all-time great defensive players. I mean, it's just a shame. Brock put in the work, man. But just those 2 guys. I mean, how do you compete with that? So.
Yeah, and he played with a lot of great other players that were on those championship teams. He won 2 national titles.
Yeah. I mean, that's an amazing feat to hang your hat on. So, And I'm
Like,
curious.
there's NFL players now who wish they won national titles in college.
Yeah,
And The Rock
exactly.
said he can do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so the Rock can say that, So, but I think Rock is definitely, I would say, in my opinion, this may be controversial, but I'm going to say it. I think Rock is probably the greatest football player turned professional wrestler. Just by his accolades and I mean, you could argue Ron Simmons, I think, is definitely in that argument, but
I would say Ron because of what he did in college.
That's a good point. I mean, that is a good point. If you combine the two,
he won the Heisman.
He was a runner-up for the Heisman.
Runner-up on the Heisman.
Yeah. But still, though, like in his position to be even in the running for the Heisman's freaking nuts. There's always an offensive players that are in that role. So, hey, while we're talking here about the game, what has been your all's favorite commercial so far this year? We talked about the Super Bowl halftime show.
I don't know. We have a WWE commercial on right now.
Of what made me just think of it. Hey, did anybody catch that DraftKings commercial that had the Undertaker in it?
Yes, I did.
Yes,
I did like
that.
I like that one.
How far we've come.
See, all right, I will have to say I'm not the biggest. Like, I don't watch comic book movies. Like, I've never watched the Marvelous movie. I have not watched any of the DC movies. But the commercial for the Flash movie,
fuck yes,
and Michael Keaton,
fuck yes, yeah,
I was not expecting that.
Oh my god, I marked the fuck out, and oh my god, just hearing him say I'm Batman, I was like, I'm a kid again because that was one of my favorite movies growing up. I can remember it to this day, going with my dad to see that in the theaters. I was like 5 years old. Oh my god, I was marking the fuck out for that, brother. That's kind of why I brought this up, because I'm gonna say that was my favorite commercial so far this year, just because I just Michael Keaton is Batman.
And B-Row knows, but during most of the game I was actually helping cook family dinner, so I was kind of in and out.
I got you. All right, so what is on the menu for Super Bowl Sunday in the Duquesne?
We had homemade chicken carbonara.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. I see your Instagram game with some of your food, Mr. Chef Michael over here.
I love cooking.
It's good. Yeah, you make some good stuff, dude.
Like when I was in that facility for that 4 years, that was the worst part. Like, not being able to cook my own food and like having to eat what they had, miserable.
Oh, I bet. But you make some good stuff, man. It's I see the Instagram post. I can dig them.
Yeah. On a side note, Paul McCartney, he was just on screen a little bit ago. Does not look healthy.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Speaking of healthy, though, before the game, they showed Mr. Hamlin from the Bills. Shout out to him. Looking good.
Wow. Hey, one thing I want to talk about too here while we're talking about the game and like wrestling and whatnot, and how far professional wrestling's come and how it is so accepted, so much so in pop culture, where years past it was like, oh, professional wrestling, that's silly. On the pre-show, I noticed, because I had it on throughout the day and was kind of, as I was cleaning my house and prepping and stuff, and I would kind of catch tidbits here and there. They were talking about the stadium there. And they were talking about events that had been held there before. And they actually showed some highlights from WrestleMania 26. Like, nice. Along with, like, they were talking about Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. I was just like, I would have never thunk that, that's like, cool. Growing up. That's cool as hell that like, wrestling gets a shout out.
I think what's helping more now is people in other sort of, like, media aspects admitting that they're fans.
Yeah, it's more acceptable, and I mean it should have been years ago, but still, I mean it's pretty badass to see. So
I mean, you got guys like Pat McAfee like admitting that he's a diehard pro wrestling fan, and
oh yeah,
had been wanting to work with the company since he was a kid.
That's my boy right there. That's my.
Yeah,
I love Pat.
I love him too. And we're going to talk a little bit more about him. But we're at a commercial break here. And hey, we're almost halfway point of our show. So you know what that means. It's time for another Plug-a-Palooza. What do you say, Mr. B-Roll?
Hey, let's bring it on. We're all over the place. Let's take this Plug-a-Palooza as a moment to reset ourselves here. We thank you for joining us here. We know we got the big game on. We know you have tons of other things that you could be doing rather than hanging out with us, but you know what? Here you are. You're hanging out with us. We're having a good time. We're watching the Super Bowl. We're getting sidetracked. We're like,
We're having a good time.
we literally have like ADHD. We're like, oh, squirrel, and but you know, it is what it is.
I think that's every show on this channel.
Pretty much. But it is what it is. We appreciate you joining us. Go ahead and hit that follow button if you have not done so already. And if you feel so inclined, if you're feeling spicy, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You can actually subscribe for free if you use your Amazon Prime membership. Everybody and their mother has Amazon Prime, so you might as well use the full benefits of it, right? Just the full benefits of it, and get you a free membership or
what up, Super Bro?
Subscription. That's the word I'm looking for. And what is up?
Bro?
Welcome in. But we are sponsored each and every single week by a little bit of Rootless Coffee because it is a.
I gotta hurry up and get this in and get back to the game. But it's a damn fine cup of coffee. Now leave me the hell alone.
Sorry, Ron. Hey, he gets pushy sometimes.
We're gonna have to like up his pay or something.
I think it's because
like,
you've pissed him off so many times, dude, and you don't want to piss off Ron Simmons.
You know,
it is what it is.
Me and Ron's relationship, it's a special relationship. Some would call it toxic, but I would call it's like a caterpillar and a butterfly. It just hasn't fully come out of its cocoon yet.
I see what you did there.
Yes, you see what I did there.
How about some of that merch, my friend?
Well, we do have some merch over at Sweet Dollface Creations. But honestly, what I'd like to talk about here right now is, can we talk about, there's a guy that's like down here below me.
What's up?
It's got some merch.
Do you have some merch now?
Yep. Streamlabs.com/geeks and nerds/merch. I have an MJ Duplessis shirt out right now. Go buy it. Actually, I just got a picture. Yes, I actually just got a picture of one of my former CNAs. She bought one of my shirts on.
Hell yeah.
Let's go. Yeah, go check it out. I assume you've got it linked in your bio. We've got it linked in our bios. You can find it if you want to, and we appreciate the support.
Shout out to Super Beard for helping me make that shirt. He created that logo.
Oh, that's awesome. He did a good
Beautiful.
job.
Picasso.
There you go. In DDO, circle gets the square. But XLJ the OG, can you tell us what we got coming for Cold TV, baby?
What we got coming on Cold TV? I will tell you that in a minute because I can tell you Kansas City Chiefs are going on a run here, folks, as we're back. Looks like they're at the 20-yard line here. But, yeah, let's talk Cold TV. We mentioned it earlier. It is a huge week for us on Cold TV because it's our season 2 kickoff. And
Super Bro just put sorry.
There you go.
Go,
brother.
The link to my merch.
There you go. That's the link for Michael's shirts. It's a pretty sweet looking shirt. But yeah, we got a big week coming up on Cold TV, my friends. Like it's season 2 kickoff for us. We got all of our popular shows. All of them are going to be brand spanking new. And we're going to show you some sneak peeks here in just a moment. But hey, this is real life. Oh, nope, we're getting to 2-minute warning. So here we go. 35, 2-minute warning. But that being said, how about while we're getting ready to wait for that, why don't we give you some sneak peeks of our shows we got coming next week on Cold TV. And kicking us off tomorrow is probably our favorite episode of our popular series, The Hunt. Hold on, what?
I want to know what he's marking out about.
It's John Travolta and the two guys from Scrubs doing a remake of one of the Grease songs.
It is JD and Turk. Oh, well, nice. I like it. All right, here's a sneak peek, folks, of the hunt.
Sorry, it made me happy.
We are kicking off season 2. The only way we know how to do it.
I look cold there.
So, folks, we're going into Kokomo's Toys and Collectibles. Mr. B-Roll and I have been hearing about this place for years now. Let's see if it lives up to the hype. And I already know it's going to be good because there's a Toxic Avenger sign. Goodness. And they are probably one of the most well-organized toy shops I've ever been in. Kratos just hanging out, checking out all the shoppers up top there. And, oh, there's Spidey. You know you're in a good, legit shop when they have Wheeled Warriors figures on display and for sale. Look at all these vehicles. Man, this place is so freaking awesome. And look at this. They've even got accessories for G.I. Joe and in bags. I love the organization here. And what? Yes, that's right. They even have owner's manuals. That is insane. I've never seen that at a toy shop, but I freaking love it. So that is coming tomorrow. But like we say, we got a full week of shows coming at you. So how about we take a sneak peek at another one of our favorite or more popular shows? I'm Your Huckleberry.
Oh, hold on real quick. Hold on.
Okay.
Can I show one of the things I got from that hunt?
Sure.
I mean, I've already showed it on here before, but I did find this very beautiful, very lovely RVD figure on that hunt. I say that to say this. I also found what we like to call in the business a white whale. One of my white whales.
Oh yeah.
I found at that Kokomo. Oh, let me correct that. That XLJ found.
That's right.
For me.
You're welcome. But we're not going to show it because
you
got to tune into the show.
You got to tune in. So I showed this one so I could say, if you wanted to figure out what that white whale is,
you're going to have to tune in tomorrow. But check out this sneak peek of I'm Your Huckleberry.
0 degrees. I'm out the cage, gotta let out the beast.
Howdy freaking Tom Da. Now let's go eat some popcorn.
All right, let's head on into La Di Da Gourmet Popcorn.
Good times.
And right off the bat, you can see some of their more unique styles and selections of different popcorn they have available here. And of course, they've got your standard as well. And oh, Mr. B-Roll having some fun there. And I love the setup here. It's got a very, kind of a country store mark type of feel to it.
Appears phenomenal. Look at this. I can't even talk. I'm so excited. Smooth, sweet caramel. Cheers. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. You know it's good when you're starting off. There you go. Sneak peek of I'm Your Huckleberry. That'll be up on Wednesday. So, all right. So back to the game here. And I don't know. I hope you guys have got it because I just lost my damn feed off my phone. What a hell of a time to lose the feed.
I'm watching. Oh.
So I've got it it's at 1:54. Chiefs have the ball. And it's 3rd and 8.
You guys do some talking. Watch. I'm going to try to pull it up on mine.
Okay. Well, we're going to talk about the football.
I know. We're live, pal. We're multitasking, too.
Yeah, we're through them. So, there's a flag, though. There is a flag. This is going to be a very controversial call if this is for pass interference against the defense, because that is going to put the offense in extreme scoring position. Holding defense. It's a holding call against the defense.
Kind of a ticky-tacky holding call.
Well, hey.
Yeah, I'm so pissed. It's been working all night for me, and all of a sudden it's like, yep, nope, it's 2-minute warning. Go fuck. Oh, yeah, it's back. All right,
man. I don't.
That's what I thought with my laptop here for a second. He sent me that thing, and then my laptop froze. And
yeah,
I was like, I've had no problems.
All right, so the Chiefs are in the red zone now at the 11-yard line.
And of course, as soon as I say that, mine just fucking froze up again. Are you fucking kidding me?
Okay, so the Eagles were going to let them score, but McKinnon did the smart thing and he slid at the 1 yard line.
Okay, now I
Right
got
at
it
goal
again.
line. That was really smart.
All right, that is smart. Come on, work, you piece of shit. Yeah. I am really invested in this game now. I'm not gonna lie. So like, we're just gonna keep it real here. I think we just finish this out because this is tie game, 135 in the Super
Yeah.
Bowl. I mean,
So while it's doing a replay here, now I can't remember. Did Arizona get a new stadium?
no, they're still
Few
playing
years-
in the same stadium that they've
So
been playing
this
for years.
Yeah.
this should be the same stadium as the Steelers Cardinals game because wasn't that in Arizona?
Yes. Yeah.
No, I don't
that's
think.
one
No,
they had in-
are you sure? I don't remember Arizona having a home game. Was that a home game?
Let's look.
No.
Yeah. I don't think it was in Arizona. Yeah.
No, it wasn't in Arizona.
Yeah.
No,
So timeouts remaining. Kansas City has 2. I did not see that, but I think Philly may not have any timeouts. So this is really gonna fuck them. It's 2nd and 1. We're at the red
No,
zone.
that Super Bowl was in Florida.
Florida. That
Was
makes sense. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, that was at Bucs
Mahomes,
Stadium.
Neil. That's what they're gonna do. They are gonna kill the clock here, folks.
Now hold
as
on though.
Philadelphia has no timeouts left.
Now let me say this though. It may not have been the Chiefs or the Steelers Cardinals, but it was host to the Manning led New York Giants versus the
Yeah,
undefeated New England Patriots.
Yeah. It's had
Yeah.
several Super Bowls throughout the years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Arizona is one of the more popular. Are you
Yeah.
fucking kidding me? My thing just died on me again. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, no, this Arizona State Stadium has had a few Super Bowls.
Yeah. Son of a bitch.
That holding call is going to be the talk
Oh
of
yeah.
the town tomorrow though.
Yep. Nope. And now I just lost my feet again.
Well, buddy,
You're
I
having
can tell you,
so many issues.
I can
I
tell
am.
you, I can tell you what's going to happen. They're bringing out the field goal unit.
I'd say Kansas City is probably going to pull this off unless a miracle happens, which it could. It could.
There's going to be about 10 seconds left after the kick.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Nah, Kansas City's going to pull this off.
This is great live television or whatever we're on.
We're live, pal.
What if he doinks this one?
Wouldn't you
I don't know. He doinked that one in the beginning of the game. It could happen.
This
It
is
could
a
happen.
I mean, this
This
is
is
a
like
much
this is.
shorter one, but
Here we go, folks. I got mine back.
This
So
game
11
goes
seconds.
into overtime.
God damn it! It just
Mark
fucking
me
went
out.
out on me again. Son of a bitch.
Nope,
I
right
love-
down the middle.
Right down the middle. Okay.
Yeah.
So
8 seconds left.
38-35.
some of us weren't there yet.
Sorry.
No,
okay.
it's okay.
This happens all the time when we watch Rampage on Fridays. Because I'm like ahead of everyone else, and I just
Yeah. You really like playing that, don't you?
Yep. You had to call me out on it.
Hey,
so
you've
I
had to play it several times tonight, though.
got my money's worth.
Yeah. Yes, you have.
You know what I was thinking though?
What's that?
We're probably going to get flagged for it on the replay on YouTube.
Well, hey, that's your job to edit. Love you, buddy. At least you can watch the fucking game and not get it interrupted.
All right.
I'm trying like hell to I think
Okay.
I'm about to give up at this point.
Yeah, I mean, so in this situation,
I mean, you're pretty much it's a Hail Mary. Like I don't you could possibly get one playoff, but that's going to be the extent of it.
Now, mind you, you only have to get in field goal range.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, mine's working.
And they squibbed it. Why did they squib it?
That was my thought. I was like, why are you squibbing it? We give them.
You kick that ball out of the end zone.
Yeah, that made no sense.
Because they're at are they at the 40?
Yeah,
their own 40.
Yeah, they're at their own 40, on 35, something like that, 38.
Now, the definition is though they do only have. Okay, they're putting 6 seconds up now.
I show them 4 because mine just came back on. I hope to God just finish the 4 seconds out, you son of a bitch.
They're not quite. So they're
game over.
Game over.
Yeah. Sorry.
All right. No, it's fine, brother. That's fine.
God dang it.
Hell of a game.
It was.
So how's it end here? Let's see. They're lining up.
Oh, man.
We threw a Hail Mary and it just hit the field.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Hey, it was a pretty good finish, though. So there's your final score, 38-35. Congratulations to your Kansas
Philly's
City
gonna be in friggin' Philly's gonna be in shambles.
Oh yeah, they're gonna burn the city down.
Philly, no, they're gonna just have to put oil and whatnot on the freaking light poles and the things so people would not climb them.
So there you go.
They
Hell of a
don't
game,
burn
though.
it down; they just climb it. Philly people are weird.
Burn it down. Oh man, hell of a game though, man. Hell of a game. Congratulations to Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, and the Kansas City Chiefs. Now the real question is, what type of cheeseburger is Andy Reid going to have now after the game to celebrate?
I think he's getting 5 guys. We see Travis Kelce on there, who we know is an avid wrestling fan.
Yeah.
So there you go.
He
All right.
Quote.
There you go.
Says wrestling quotes like none other.
Well, hey, we're going to continue on our discussion here of professional wrestling and football because, yes, we still have a show we need to put on. But we thank you all once again for joining us and what was a hell of a Super Bowl. So I always tickles me pink when you have like a good Super Bowl, because so many times it seems like it's always a blowout or doesn't live up to the hype. But I say, I think this year's Super Bowl lived up to the hype.
It did. But it definitely did.
So we were talking about wrestlers who actually were football players. I want to flip the script. I want to talk about some popular football players, successful football players who made their way into the world of wrestling, whether that was like a one-time thing or multi-time. So the first...
I'm happy you said one-time thing because when I think of one-time things and I look at that Bears jersey you have on, I think Brian Urlacher in TNA.
Oh my God, he was in TNA. Holy shit, I forgot about that. He did
like one episode on when they were in Nashville, and he threw red shirt security and Johnny Fairplay up the ramp, and clothesline Don Callis.
Yeah, there was a lot of football players involved in TNA throughout the years too. The guy I always think of is a former tag team champion. Talking about Pac-Man Jones.
Pac-Man Jones.
You got to talk about some Pac-Man, right? Yeah.
I really want to if I were to interview anyone in the WWE, I want to interview Ron Killings and Xavier Woods just to see how the hell Pac-Man Jones was like in that time period.
Yeah.
He wasn't okay in the head.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, the Titans did attack Jeff Jarrett. Yeah. Also, too, in that. And we're going to talk about him here in a moment. But first up, I want to talk about the very first kind of angle I remember where pro football players were getting involved in a wrestling match. You got to talk about the WrestleMania 2 Battle Royal. And that involved professional wrestlers, of course, and a few football players as well. Matter of fact, I got a little something I want to show here. I want to show a little bit of some comments from some participants in that battle royale. And not to be confused with a royale with cheese, by the way. So, yeah, man, there you go.
Sheikh Alahani, Cosgrove.
Oh, man. But anyways, yeah, so the WrestleMania.
Man that hates Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, jabroni, you fucking jabroni. But no, that WrestleMania 2 Battle Royal was historic. And yes, Matt, my fellow Chicago Bear, you got to talk about the Fridge Baby, who was hugely over in that match because it did take place in the Rosemont Horizon. WrestleMania 2, that was one of the venues that year for WrestleMania 2. But yeah,
they did the three. They did the 3 venues that year.
That was the year that we did the 3 venues. And yeah, we're gonna talk about Moose here in a couple minutes too as well. But yeah, dude, like gotta give props to the guys that was in this battle royal though. But Fridge was the most over guy in that battle royal. And you had the likes of Hall of Famers like Andre the Giant, Big John Studd, who you saw there.
Just won the Super Bowl, hadn't they? Like they were like the Bears were on top. Yeah, that was 86.
Yeah.
So that was right after the 85 season.
Yeah, he was Super Bowl shuffled, and the Fridge did eliminate Big John Studd in that matchup. Just saying, but Andre the Giant, the ultimate winner in that battle royale. But hey, I think we got to talk about this. In my opinion, I think it's without a doubt the biggest angle of a professional wrestler coming into the football field, or a football player coming into the professional wrestling industry. Lawrence Taylor and that storyline. I mean, hell, that was the main event of a WrestleMania. Now, I say this, I think people a lot of times shit on WrestleMania 11, and it does get kind of flagged as one of the worst ones of all time.
There's that weird stint between 9, 10, 11, and 12, where WrestleMania, it's a little iffy.
Yeah. I really liked this Mania. I thought the double main I billed as a double main event. I thought both those matches were great. The Shawn Michaels Diesel match and LT and Bam Bam, even though going on last. But it surprised the hell out of me because LT did some pretty impressive stuff in that matchup, man.
What makes it better is knowing what LT was on at that time and what he was doing with his life.
Yeah.
Have you guys watched this recent interview he did with a bunch of current NFL players?
No, I can't say that I have, but was he talking about about cocaine?
No, he literally he was getting interviewed by a bunch of current NFL players. And one of the guys asked him, "Is it true y'all used to drink and smoke in the locker room?" And LT straight faced, "Y'all don't do that anymore?"
Yeah.
What?
Lawrence Taylor, what a once in a lifetime athlete too. And I think that's the other big thing you got to take into consideration that was so huge about this angle is, I mean, it's one thing to put a football player in there, but it's another thing. You're talking about a huge mega star and one of the all-time greats in his position, easily I was going to say easily in the discussion, the greatest in his position of all time in the NFL. To put Lawrence Taylor in that, but I enjoyed. I remember watching this as a kid and the build-up to it because it all started at the Royal Rumble, and it tied in with the NFL world too because at the time there was a finals of the tag team title tournament with Bam Bam Bigelow and Tatanka, who were heavily favored, and going up against Bob Holly and the 1-2-3 Kid. And at the time, if you look at the Super Bowl matchup that year, it was the San Francisco 49ers, the heavily favored 49ers, against the underdog San Diego Chargers. So WWF was kind of playing it off like the Kid and Holly were like the Chargers, and Bam Bam and Tatanka were the 49ers. And of course, the Kid and Bob Holly would win.
Bob
So it
Holly.
was like
Yeah.
big upset. But LT was in the crowd, and Bam Bam confronts him, pushes him, and thus sets up their historic matchup for WrestleMania 11. And they really got a lot of the football world involved in this too, because if you remember, a lot of people I don't think really don't think about this. If you want to be technical, like that was kind of a lumberjack match, really, because you had the $1 million
a bunch of
team,
enforcers.
and you had a bunch of NFL football players who would be part of LT's Pro Bowl team. And it's interesting to note because a couple of those guys would also dabble in the world of professional wrestling. And the first one we definitely got to talk about is a guy who I think people, maybe I'm just biased because I am a Bears fan, but I loved me some Steve Mongo McMichael, baby. I love Mongo like when he was as a commentator on Nitro. Crazy how he transitioned into being a professional wrestler and was part of the Four Horsemen, a former United States champion. Had a pretty decent run, whether or not he was a little stiff, not gonna lie, but I love me some Mongo, man. And don't forget,
And prayers up to him.
Yeah,
He's going through
absolutely.
it.
With what he's going through right now, yeah, poor Mongo, man. Hoping he gets better soon, or at least is comfortable. For however,
I was gonna say there's no
yeah,
getting better
I was gonna
for
say
that.
there's no getting better. Let me rephrase that, but just prayers and thoughts with him. Let's put it that way. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like Steve McMichael, I loved me some Mongo. I don't care what anybody says. So, I loved his promos too because he was just like kind of off the wall, kind of crazy, but like it was like he pulled it back just a little bit and didn't go over the edge. And
I mean, I can remember the first storyline I remember as a kid because I watched WCW before I got into the WWF. First storyline I ever did, I remember seeing was him versus Kevin Green.
Yes, that was another guy I wanted to talk about here
Yeah.
too. The late great Kevin Green, a football Hall of Famer, and he wrestled several times actually throughout the years. So my first time ever seeing Kevin Green in the wrestling world is actually I remember it was at a Clash of the Champions, and it was right around the time when the Steelers, when he was playing for the Steelers, went to the Super Bowl to play the Cowboys. And he was in the corner of Hulk Hogan and the Macho Man for the main event of that Clash of the Champions. But yeah, later on, like about a year later, or later in the year, I should say, there was that tag match with Steve McMichael, who was feuding with Ric Flair and Arn Anderson at the time, and teaming up with Kevin Green, and that matchup was actually pretty enjoyable, I thought. Minus
Didn't Mongo turn on Kevin Green?
I was gonna say. Yeah, I was gonna say, you're real funny, buddy. We'll talk about that later.
Sorry.
no, Mr. B-roll sent me a message, and it's I'm not gonna pull back the curtain, but yeah.
I'm popping the boys.
Yeah, that's exactly what you just did there.
Oh, okay. I just saw the private chat. That's hilarious.
But anyways, yeah. How do I recover from that? But I will. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Michael. Yeah, that matchup. Yeah, Steve McMichael did turn on him and join him up with the Four Horsemen. Now, a year later, Kevin Green would come back and would actually, interestingly enough, would team up with Ric Flair. I always thought this was a weird six-man. So it was like Slamboree 97, I believe, the main event. It was the NWO, the Outsiders, Hall and Nash, and Six going up against Ric Flair, Rowdy Piper, and Kevin Green. Which was weird because
I do remember that.
Yeah, because it was weird because Kevin Green was going up against Flair, the year prior and still had beef with the Horsemen. Yeah. Because a month later he would go one-on-one against Steve McMichael at the Great American Bash 97, literally a year after he was turned on against. So but yeah, Kevin Green had he wrestled a couple more. He wrestled one more time after that. Actually,
and this is kind of random. He wrestled on a Bash at the Beach '98 going up against the Giant. So it's like if you look at from like '96, '97, '98, like the off season for him, he would always like wrestle a match. It seemed like or two. So, but the late great Kevin Green, a Hall of Famer. Well, that's true. Matt makes a good point. Yeah, he was playing for the Panthers, which it was in Charlotte. Was where that Slamboree was held at.
Yeah.
So of course Flair being from Charlotte, but yeah. But another guy we got to talk about who is part of LT's pro team who dabbled in the world of professional wrestling, a Hall of Famer as well, another Hall of Famer. We got to talk about Reggie White. I actually wrestled one time in WCW against Steve McMichael of all people. So old Mongo and Reggie White had a matchup. It was no Gotch, Hackenschmidt, but it was a match. It happened. Reggie White did.
And wasn't he like in Hogan's corner for a few matches, like before Hogan turned in like 94, 95?
Reggie White, he could have been, because I mean he was a longtime wrestling fan. I mean, I'll be honest, I don't remember it. It's not sticking out to me, but I'm sure he probably did at some point. So, because I mean, and there's so many of those football players, and still to this day, that are like fans of professional wrestling. Another like some other guys throughout the years who ended up, oh yeah, baby, the Minister of Defense, baby, yeah, and that's what we were just talking about. Yeah, he was in this part of LT's Pro Bowl team. So, a couple other guys I want to mention. Got to go back my Chicago here. About Sweetness himself, Walter Payton. He was actually in the corner of Razor Ramon at SummerSlam 1994. It kind of was there. Yeah, baby, Sweetness. He was in Razor's corner to help him out against Big Daddy Cool Diesel and Shawn Michaels. And of course, here's a little tidbit for you. Did you know SummerSlam 94 was the very first event ever held in the United Center? Not first wrestling show or anything. It's the very first thing that they ever did in the United Center was SummerSlam 94.
That's actually kind of wild.
It is, if you think about it. Yeah. Yeah, and Mr. B-Roll and I can attest the United Center is huge. That is like one of the biggest like arenas I think I've been to, man. That freaking
it really is
massive. Like talking like in arena, not talking like a football stadium, of course, but yeah.
You know what always impresses me?
What's that?
How quickly they get the commercial up for the merch of the Super Bowl champion. Kansas City, your team just won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they just like that. They get that on
it's
TV.
Okay. For you youngins, if anybody's watching like in South Africa or wherever they sent off the Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl shirts. Oh, yeah. Boo. Yeah. Anywho. So, and there's been some other football players, like you mentioned some guys there in TNA. I can remember when Ben Roethlisberger was on a Monday Night Raw there too, as well. And there's just been a plethora of guys throughout the years.
The list.
He appeared when Cena was feuding with Kevin Rudolph.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh man, that's a feud I tried to forget. Thanks. No.
I tried to forget it too. You're the one that opened that up.
I did open that can of worms. I spaced that, dude. Yeah, you're right. God, because that put butts in seats. God. Ugh. Anyways, but that's just some throughout the years.
Yeah,
but I wanted to.
Yeah, they said, the Jeff Jarrett Tennessee Titans thing in 2002, which I think was really great.
It was some good shit, pal, even though it wasn't in the WWE. And I mean, you still see it today. Hell, like AEW, like they pointed out when they were in Baltimore, Lamar Jackson was like front row for an AEW show.
He was so stoned.
Yeah, yeah, he was.
I wasn't gonna say it.
Oh, I'll say it blatantly. He was stoned out of his mind. He didn't know what was going on. You probably thought he was at practice.
Practice? I'm talking about practice. But hey, Matt, that brings a good point. I want to talk about current crop of wrestlers who are former football players and stuff. And yeah, we got to talk about Moose. And I find it fascinating with Moose and his background in football because he fucking hated playing in the NFL. He'll tell you. I've listened to some interviews with him and stuff. Absolutely hated the NFL and being a part of the NFL. He is a professional wrestler through and through.
Yes, and I know you're wanting to talk about currents, but I don't know if you guys talked about him earlier. My favorite NFL player turned pro wrestler, Monty Brown.
Oh, no, that's a good one. I forgot about that. Yeah, Monty Brown, the alpha male. Yeah, he played for the New England Patriots. I think he debuted in 2004, I want to say. Was the PWI Rookie of the Year.
Phenomenal talent.
He should have been the TNA World Champion, man, in my opinion. He would have
Jeff
been a great.
Jarrett wouldn't have held down that whole fucking roster.
Yeah, he's an interesting guy, man. A hell of a guy too. Did make it to the WWE. Did participate at a WrestleMania, and now this brings up an interesting fact. Is Monty Brown the only man to compete at a WrestleMania and in a Super Bowl? There may be somebody else out there, but he's the first one that comes to mind. Well, no, that's not true. McAfee. Because McAfee,
and you literally just said, as a pro wrestler, yes, but I mean, you did mention Fridge.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, and LT too. So okay, never mind.
NLT.
If we're talking just strictly
as a pro wrestler, yes.
Yeah.
I think he's the only one.
Yeah, and of course LT, yeah. So, but that was like a one-shot deal. So, I mean, I guess what I'm trying to get at is somebody who was a professional wrestler for years. But his story I find fascinating. So he was in WWE for a cup of coffee, pretty much as Marquise Corpon, but he left on his own will because he left to actually take care of his sister who was ill.
She had cancer. He left the business, and he never went back. He goes to events when they're in town.
Yeah, matter of fact, there's just a picture the other day of him and Bobby Roode, like at a Raw or something like that. A SmackDown or something, a WWE show. Yeah.
Wait, Bobby Roode was at a show, and why is he not on my television yet?
Okay,
so that picture resurfaced. That was actually from like 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting too. Mongo's the only one to do Mania and Starrcade as far as a football player. Yeah,
that is actually really cool.
Yeah,
that's a BS fact of the day right there.
There you go, man. That's pretty rad.
Because I forget Mongo did a Mania.
Yeah, because remember he was part of the Lawrence Taylor team. So but yeah, I want to talk about
he's the first one to jump ship.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, he definitely was. Because money talks and bullshit walks. But I want to talk like current crop of wrestlers, like I say, and we mentioned Moose, who's had a phenomenal career as a professional wrestler, in my opinion. But man, there are some big heavy hitters, and we got to talk about the guy who is, without a shadow of a doubt, the biggest draw in wrestling right now. Your tribal chief, Roman Reigns, former football player.
Jack.
There you go. Yeah. And actually, here's a little interesting tidbit fact. I believe he's actually featured in like the NCAA like football game.
Yes.
So he's actually a playable. His name is on that game. So I think he may be the only guy to be in an NCAA football game and a WWE wrestling game.
And Brock is the only one who be featured in a WWE game and a Madden.
In a Madden game, yeah. Yep. There you go. But Roman Reigns, his career in football didn't work out, but thankfully for us, like he came to the world of professional wrestling, and my God, what a run he has been on. I mean, he is your tribal chief.
Yeah, he just copied his cousin.
I see what you did there. Yeah. But
you know who did play college ball that not a lot of people know about? Bray.
Who?
Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bray did. Yep, that is
at
true.
Troy.
Yeah, and we got a game we're going to play here in momentarily too about that as well. Ooh, little pop quiz for you, Mr. B.
Oh, come on, man.
You know, it was a party night, but we're not going to get by without like you getting a pop quiz now.
Super Bowl's over, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, time to get back to schoolwork.
That's right. Another guy we got to talk about. How about Baron Corbin? It's been well documented. Former player in the NFL.
Can we talk about the long-term storytelling that was done between him and Pat McAfee?
Yeah, because that's the next one I want to
It's
talk
phenomenal.
about was Pat McAfee.
I mean, it was phenomenal. Former teammates turned bitter rivals. I mean, the story writes itself.
But I feel like Corbin like kind of was like I don't know, like I don't know if this is just me reading too much into it, but I feel like Corbin was kind of a dick probably as a football player.
Probably.
Yeah, it would make sense. I kind of wish his original character was able to come through. Do you know what his original like character in NXT was supposed to be?
No.
So you guys remember a guy who had a cup of coffee next to NXT, Tito Sabbatelli?
Yeah.
Fiance of Mandy Rose?
Yeah.
So Tito Sabbatelli, Madcap Moss, and Baron Corbin, they were supposed to be the former NFL players coming into the wrestling business. We're better than you. They were going to come in suits. They were going to come in like, fancy stuff, rings. And
that would have been cool.
They were supposed to be like, yeah.
Yeah, because Madcap Moss was a former football player too. Like you said, Tino as well. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was going to be
Tino was a
stable.
great
That would've been
player.
cool. Yeah, he played. Now, who did he play for? I feel like I want to say
Buccaneers.
49ers?
As a Saints
Buccaneers.
fan,
Okay.
he played for the Buccaneers for like 8 years and was a dominative cornerback.
Wow. He was a quarterback?
He had a
corner.
Corner. I got you. Okay.
Yeah, he was a DB and a really good DB.
Oh, this is a good question. Fantasy Warfare Goldberg, which movie was better, The Game Plan or The Longest Yard?
Longest Yard.
Longest Yard all day, every day on that one.
Yeah, I gotta go Longest Yard, but keep in mind The Game Plan that was in The Rock's early career. So, but still though, I gotta go.
And The Longest Yard has so many great pro wrestlers / football players in that movie. Like that cast is crazy if you look at it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, The Longest Yard.
The budget on that had to be phenomenal.
And you know what's weird too, and this may be a hot take, but I do think that the remake was slightly better than the original, in my opinion.
I've never seen the original.
It's okay, but like the I don't know. I like the remake. So yeah, and Big Sexy in it. Oh my god, hilarious! Taking
Sexy
the testosterone.
Goldberg, like that is.
And then you got Michael Irvin in it. Nellie's in it too. So
like
all right.
Welcome to Nellyville.
And thank you, Hoodmark, who's now following.
Let's go. Thank you, Hoodmark. Hold on. Hold the phone. You know what you get, Hoodmark? Oh, that was anticlimactic. Hold on.
He's gonna
have fun with it. But I love you.
Yes, Dana's gonna sue y'all.
Oh, great Khali. Yeah, he was in The Longest Yard too. I forgot about that. And Bob Sapp too, another professional wrestler, MMA fighter. So yeah. How about that? So
we don't talk about his professional wrestling career.
See?
Nobody wants to talk about his New Japan stunt.
He appreciates it.
Former IWGP champion, bro. Yeah, it's fucking awful. Oh, good golly.
Don't bring up Bob Sapp. That is.
We ain't got time to talk about that. But yeah, there's as we've talked about throughout the night here, there's just been so many wrestlers turned or football players turned wrestlers and vice versa. Oh yeah, we got to mention him. There's another one, Mojo Rawley, who I'm trying to remember who did he play pro
He had
football
so
for?
much potential in the ring.
Oh man, you talk about some Kevin, like the shades of Kevin Bacon there. Nick Turturro was in that movie as well, and he was also at WrestleMania 11. So there you go. Talking about like 6 degrees of like wrestling. Yeah. He was on NYPD Blue back in the day. That was kind of his big role. At least I remember when he was on when he was at WrestleMania 11. I'm showing my age. So.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, but no. So I want to transition into this with you, fellas. I want to play a little. Well, like I said, I mentioned this earlier. A little pop quiz here. I'm going to give you a wrestler's name, and you just tell me yes or no if they were in fact a football player.
So
are you ready?
Is this for me? Because he's probably going to get them all right.
Yeah, probably. But if you don't get it, he can chime in. How's that? I don't know.
Is this strictly like played in NFL, or they could have played just in college?
College, NFL, in some capacity, they played football at a somewhat successful level. Now, I'm not talking like high school or anything like that. Let me put it that. They either played college ball or pro ball. Okay. First and foremost, we got to start it with the man himself. You can't see me. John Cena?
Yes, he did.
Yes.
You are correct. John Cena did play football in college. How about Kofi Kingston?
Gonna say no.
Is that your final answer?
I'm gonna say no too.
You both are correct. Kofi Kingston did not play college football. How about this one? The Nature Bar, Ric Flair.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. You
say,
them.
I'm gonna,
if I'm not mistaken.
I'm gonna say yes because I feel like he was cocky enough to try it.
You both are correct. Yes, the Nature Boy did play college ball. Interestingly enough, that's actually how he got to the world of professional wrestling. Because believe it or not,
the Gagnes.
he was teammates with Greg Gagne. Of course, Greg Gagne, the son of Kurt Gagne. There you go, man.
Yeah,
that's the best I've done on a quiz so far.
Yeah. How about this one for you? Mr. Boom Boom himself, Colt Cabana.
Ooh.
Yes.
Well, he said yes very emphatically, so I'm going to say yes.
You're like the kid in the classroom who is cheating off the like straight A student right now, but it's okay. You are both correct.
It's not my fault.
I only remember that because in their shoot interviews together, CM Punk talks about how much he hated Colt Cabana at first because he would wear his college varsity football jacket to practice.
Yep. You are absolutely correct, sir.
And look at those two lovebirds now. But anyways,
come full circle.
It's not my fault he answered first.
All right. How about Dax Harwood? Did he play college football?
College
or
football?
Pro football or pro football?
I'm going to say no.
No, I don't think so.
Interesting. Because you both are correct. He did not play college football. But one wonders, what if he did? How about...
I couldn't picture him playing college ball or any kind of football.
Yeah. How about Ahmed Johnson?
Ahmed Johnson?
You don't even know who the hell he is.
I do, but when I think of Ahmed, I think of him playing Suge Knight in the MC Hammer documentary. Fun fact.
Oh my god! Okay, you just blew my fucking mind. Number one, there's an MC Hammer like an actual film documentary, and number two, Ahmed Johnson's in it.
Not documentary, biopic.
Like a biopic. Still, I got you.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
yeah.
I need to see this. I need that in my life.
Yeah.
So I can hear.
Literally, he plays Suge Knight.
Okay, I see like the presence, but God, did they give him any lines?
Yeah, it was right after his horrible WCW stint as Mr.
Lord
G.
have mercy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm Shook Knight. I'm gonna beat you. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, marbles in his mouth. So, anyways, though, did Ahmed Johnson play football?
I think so, if I'm not mistaken.
Mr. B-roll.
Can I?
You found a
Yeah.
friend?
I'm just gonna say yes, I guess, because I don't know who that is. So
I see. Well, gentlemen, you're both correct. He did play college football.
I'm trying to ace this quiz.
Yeah, you're doing pretty good so far. How about I give you a layup? Okay, Michael, I want you to do me a favor on this one, right? I don't want you to answer, okay? Because I'm gonna give you an easy one, all right? Nobody say anything. Titus O'Neil.
You mean like the guy that fell at the Greatest Royal Rumble?
I do mean him.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah, I could say he probably played football.
You are correct.
Not only did he play football, that dude was on a national championship team with
for the Gators.
Tim Tebow and Aaron Hernandez. And Cam Newton was on that team. He played for the Florida Gators. Like, he was actually...
Man.
Chiefs did by 3, 38-35.
Yep, and he sacked Peyton Manning, too. How about that?
Yeah, University of Florida. Yeah.
There you go. How about... I'm going to give you 3 more here.
Okay.
How about John Bradshaw Layfield?
Ooh.
The wrestling god. Or something like that. Did he play football?
As a college?
Yeah.
Mr. B.
Yeah, I could see it. I could see it.
You both are correct.
Because I think he played where every famous Texas wrestler has played college football, and that's West Texas State.
That is correct.
I'm
And we
not
talked about
mistaken.
that a little bit earlier, too. Yeah, JBL.
Right.
Although we didn't mention him because I was saving him for this quiz. So
They all go to West Texas State.
All right. Next up, Bam Bam Bigelow.
Yes.
That, according to my records, he did not, because he was a bouncer, I believe. I'd have to further research that. I don't think he was a football player.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The only thing that I question that is because Michael said yes. But
I just you look at Bam Bam, you would think he would play football. I was legit just guessing.
Yeah. But I don't think he did, no, because I think he went like straight out of high school, was a bouncer, and then, but anyways.
That sounds like that makes sense because that sounds like the most Jersey thing ever.
Right? Yeah.
Hold on now.
Oh, he
was a bouncer and a bounty hunter.
That's right. Damn straight.
Yeah,
Don't fuck with
that's
Bam
just the most Jersey thing in the world. That makes sense.
Yeah, and to get your tattoo, your head tattooed. Last one, gentlemen. Did he play football or not? Superstar Billy Graham.
See, this is way before my time.
And I know Mr. B-roll is like, who's Billy Graham? No, we're not talking about the preacher, by the way.
No, I'm. I was still trying to prove myself right on the.
When I hear Billy Graham, I think of a manager from the deathmatch company Combat Zone Wrestling, because there was a guy that was his name also.
Oh, I didn't
He
realize
actually ran
that.
Yeah, it's a very popular name in the wrestling business. Billy Graham, I'm gonna say yes, just because that sounds like the normal thing for that time in the in the country. I think everyone played college football in the 60s.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 50s. I'm gonna give it a yes because who knows? I mean, I got Bam Bam wrong. I was pretty sure he played.
You both are correct. Superstar Billy Graham did play football, so there you go. This is
Can't
the best
believe-
quiz you've done yet, Mr. B-Roll.
You know what? I can't believe freaking Bam Bam Bigelow betrayed me and didn't play college ball.
Yeah. And are you playing with your
Yes.
playing with your thingy? Playing with Rob Van Dam.
Yo, what? Oh, you're RVD. Okay, I was like,
Well, yeah. Well, guess what?
Yeah.
Oh,
I said that
You
because
sent
I
me-
figured you
I
figured
got
you'd bring
Bam
him out.
Bam right here, baby.
I
Beast
don't
from
like.
the East.
You see,
No.
that's my favorite Bam Bam outfit, the blue.
The blue? Yeah, the blue is highly underrated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that okay. This is a good one. Did Steve Austin play football? Become
Okay.
for a pro wrestler for Mr.
Yes.
B-Roll.
Okay, let's talk here. Can this question substitute my Bam Bam so I could say that I got 100%?
No.
Okay. Well, it was worth a
Your
shot.
best friend's screwing you over.
Basically.
Okay, it's Super Bowl Sunday. Fine. If you feel like you can live with yourself by doing that, I'll allow it.
Well, the Texas Rattlesnake.
What?
I know he played football in Longest Yard, but that's not going to count as college ball.
What?
And that was fictional as well.
What?
I'm going to say no. I feel like I should have said yes, but I'm going to say no.
That's your final answer.
Yes.
Well, you still did not score a perfect score because, yes, Steve Austin did play football.
I can live with it. I can live with
okay.
it.
It's okay. It's okay. You still did pretty good, nonetheless.
I did. Where did he play at? I'm just curious.
He played. Did he play for West Texas too? I know he played in Texas.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
no,
think
he played for West
I think
Texas.
I think he played for West Texas. Yeah. So.
Yeah, no, West Texas University has so many pro wrestlers that played college ball there. JBL, Steve Austin.
We mentioned
Gino
some guys earlier.
Hernandez.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. Dory Funk Jr., Terry Funk, Dusty
Yeah.
Rhodes, Stan Hansen, all former world
Yeah.
champions. Yeah. Bruiser Brody.
Yeah,
The list
no,
just
West
goes on
Texas
and on.
State has so many pro wrestlers on their
Correction.
college alum.
He
It
played
is
at
wild.
University of North Texas.
Oh, he played
is
at
that right?
UNC.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we knew he played in Texas nonetheless.
So,
well, hey, we're wrapping it up here as we've been talking all night about football, of course, here on Super Bowl Sunday. But to kind of put a bow on this, I feel like we'd be reminiscent not to talk about the XFL and
It's
the
coming
legacy
back,
of
baby.
the FL, and it's coming back, baby.
It better stay this time.
I hope it does too. I
Because
I feel like the last run really wasn't that bad. It just got fucked over.
No,
'cause
it
of
wasn't
COVID.
bad. COVID happened, and I'm asking it to stay this time. So when I was at the facility I was at, one of my nurses, she bought her and her husband tickets.
Oh,
and it shut down the week before our game.
that sucks.
Like they had the team up here in Seattle, and we were gonna go, and then boom.
Yep, but you know what? Now Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson owns it, and all will be
Yeah, how
well with the world.
How crazy is that? And I didn't know that there are no Chicago enforcers, or no Chicago team in the XFL. That's crazy.
He wants to expand it. He's already talking expansion. Chicago will get a team.
Well, how many teams are in this new, like the new 8 or something
6
like
or
that?
8.
6 or 8. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing though to me that how The Rock is and now owns that. That just shows you how insane his career has been. And we, talking about him earlier. But I do think the original concept in the XFL was it. I think it could have worked honestly if Vince McMahon wasn't involved in it on camera.
Yes.
And
they involved the WWF way too much.
Yeah.
That it pushed all non-wrestling fans away.
Yeah, because I think people don't realize there's a lot of stuff that come from the XFL that actually was innovated there and is used in the NFL today. Like a lot of the cameras that they use and stuff.
just to name a few. Also, I believe there's a couple rules that came from the XFL. I will say this, like some of the stuff was kind of a little like I don't know how I felt like how they kicked off a game because you remember they put the ball like in the middle of the field or something,
And they
and
let
it
it
was
kill each other? I
yeah,
love
they pretty
that.
much. I mean, as a football, yeah, I did enjoy it, but I just thought like that's something else.
Well, it's
so.
not safe or healthy. Like people are
But that was the
people
whole
die.
draw of the original
Yeah.
XFL. It's like, oh, the
Look.
regular football's for pansies. This is going
Supposed to be extreme.
And yeah,
Good
but
time.
I do
Good
feel like
time.
the first couple of like weeks they did good. Like as far as like on games, it's just they fucked up and they didn't air the right games. Because they had that fiasco week 2, with
what this current XFL needs to do is bring back the nicknames on the jerseys.
Yeah, like he hate me.
He hate me jerseys so bad.
Yeah. There was a lot of fun things. I thought the stuff with the cheerleaders was gratuitous and dumb. That was just unnecessary. But you got to look at.
Well, looking at it now, it's Vince.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
stuff
exactly.
makes sense now.
Yeah. And then, like as the XFL season went on further, it just got stupider and stupider. And then by the time they got to their bowl game or the $1 million game, it was just like, so hey, one cool thing about it though, Tommy Maddox, man, how about his kind of career getting revitalized, so to speak, and him going on to go and play in the NFL again. So yeah, the XFL was something else. But I'm very intrigued to see where we go from here with the XFL and see what they could do. I think under the right circumstances and with the right ownership, which I think they have, I think the XFL will do pretty good. And you kept seeing commercials tonight. The Super Bowl, don't forget, coming up here in about a month, I think, is the kickoff for the USFL because we can't get enough football here in North
USFL
America.
commercials during the Super Bowl. That was weird.
Yeah. So there you go. But we've come down to the end here, folks. And once again, we definitely appreciate all of y'all who joined us here tonight on this Super Bowl Sunday. And what a hell of a Super Bowl it was. But as always, when we get down to the wire here at Learning the Ropes, we got to get one more in. One more last plug-a-palooza for the night, folks.
I also just realized I don't have like any alcohol by me, so I guess the shot is water tonight. I failed, I guess.
Oh, is that right?
Oh,
Matt?
next Saturday.
Next Saturday? I didn't realize it was that damn soon. Wow. Interesting.
We get no breaks from football.
Might just have to check that out. But yes, we do appreciate everyone joining us over here on the Panda Wrestling Company. Go ahead and hit that follow button if you have not done so already. And hey, gonna let you in on a secret. You can actually subscribe for free using your Amazon Prime membership. Guys, I put the link in the chat a couple times. You can either go to that link that I've put in, or you can even just Google it. It's super easy to figure out. If I can do it, you can do it. Super easy, and it gets you a free subscription. That way you don't have to deal with those pesky ads or anything like that. So there you go. If you got Prime, as we always say, because there's more to Prime.
That's right.
We're not sponsored by them, and we're also obviously terrible singers too. So there you go. But the Panda Wrestling Company, we are sponsored each and every single week by Rootless Coffee because it is a.
Damn, that was a good Super Bowl. I wasn't too happy. I was pulling for the Eagles, but still, it was a damn good Super Bowl. Shout out to Patrick Mahomes, my homie. You did good, kid.
I love you, Ron.
Wow.
I'm gonna beat your ass one day, boy.
Still hasn't come around yet, but he will at some point.
One of these days. One of these days, one can hope. It is what it is, though. But we have to, talk about a little bit of our merch as well. All of us you see on the screen here, we have merch. You can find ours at Sweet Dollface Creations. You can find Michael's over at Streamlabs. You know what? If I can be all fancy, I can maybe try to find that comment up in the chat up there. Let's see.
Streamlabs / Geeks and Noobs.
I'm going to find it.
I seen it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Streamlabs.com/geeksandrubes merch. So,
pretty awesome shirt. And like I say, you can get ours. There you go. And our stuff's over at sweetdollfacecreations.bigcartel.com, along with a lot of your other favorite Wrestle Talk content creators.
Yeah, and obviously the best way to probably say it is, link in the bio. I mean, link in the bio. Link in bio, baby. Link
There you
in
go.
bio. You hit that link in the bio, slide into those DMs. Let's go.
Hit it with your finger.
Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. Let's spread the love. Let's support each other.
And speaking of spreading the love and supporting each other, we've been talking about it all night. Got to get it in one more time. We have got a massive week planned on Cole TV, our YouTube channel. It is the kickoff of season 2 for us. We got to say, just thank you to all who've joined us on this journey so far. And if you like the content, tell your wife, tell your kids, tell your neighbors, tell your mailman. Let them know to check out Cole TV, because we have got some tremendous content and some specials and a lot of stuff on the horizon that we're working on that is going to be pretty huge. But this week, big kickoff week. All of our popular shows are going to be like new episodes. New episode of The Hunt, I'm Your Huckleberry, Colecast, new episode of even, yes, Chub Life, because Chubby draws on Cole TV.
Of course he does.
Yeah, because he's a dog.
Because he's a freaking butthole. But and like just pulling the curtain back just a little bit, I would say personally, so between The Hunt and the Huckleberry. So if you don't know, I'm Your Huckleberry is where we try crazy food crap. Basically, the rule of the show is if we
but
can
not literally crap.
Well, if we can put it in our mouths, we'll consume it. Basically, it's basically how it goes.
We need to refine that saying, but yeah.
Yeah. If it is food.
Oh, I love it. Chubby is awesome. I prefer him over Triumph the comic dog. Oh man, I'm going to tell him that, and that's going to go to his head. Trust me.
Yeah, it will. His head's already freaking big enough.
Yeah, it is.
And then The Hunt is where we go out and spend too much money on things that we don't really need, but we want them because, But I say all that to say this. Honestly, this was probably the best hunt we'd ever done. And I would say this is probably the best Huckleberry we've ever done, at least for us.
Yeah, I was going to say for us, because it's enjoyable. We're not suffering, so spoiler alert. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, we went to a place called La Di Da that sells gourmet popcorn, and we were in for some surprises as well. But yeah, you have to check that out all this week on Cole TV. It's going to be an awesome week. There you go. One last plug of Palooza. Well, fellas, any last words or thoughts on tonight's events of the Super Bowl? And once again, if you didn't know, look at the bottom there. The Kansas City Chiefs are your Super Bowl champions, 38-35. And I didn't see that Patrick Mahomes won the MVP, which isn't shocking.
I just got one more thing to say, y'all.
You got a lot of editing. You're welcome.
He's going to definitely get y'all sued.
Yeah, no, you're going to, there's going to be a lot of muting. But it's all good fun, my friends. So, all right. And a big shout out and thank you to Michael for joining us tonight here on this very busy.
Thank you all for having me.
Oh, dude. Yeah, it was our pleasure. We'd love to have you on many more times to come. But that's going to wrap it up for us in this edition of Learning the Ropes. So until next time, I'm XLJ the OG, joined by our very special guest, Michael, as well as my partner in crime, Mr. B-Roll.
We'll catch y'all next time, kiddos.
Peace.
Peace.